Day 5 of Montana State's fall football camp is in the books. First day of full pads, talking with the head coach, Jeff Choate, about it. And Coach, first day of fall pads, there's always a little more juice. How'd you like the energy today?
Yeah, that was awesome. They came out a little amped up. We started off, got them warmed up a little bit, and then did a little Bobcat drill, had some contact. There was some good pop in there. Night and day from a year ago in terms of just the level of intensity and contact. And then we brought it into the stadium, put them in some situational stuff. You could definitely see the level of energy was up.
With that situational stuff, I know you guys have focused a lot on that here on these first 5 days. Kind of the genesis and the thought process behind adding more of that, particularly to the end of practice.
Yeah, well, the end of games last year was where we had a lot of opportunities, and we were fortunate enough to get some taken care of, but there was a lot to slip through our fingers. And you know, really at the end of the day, football's a game of situations. I mean, third down is a situation. End of game plays is a situation. 2-minute drill is a situation. 4-minute drill is a situation. And the more that we can put these guys in those positions here during fall camp, the more comfortable they'll be in the games. And that's what we're trying to do is make sure that they understand. We kind of educate them on that part of the sport of football. It's, yes, every play matters play by play, but some plays have more significance based on the situation.
During the team periods in the stadium today, saw some really good give and take. There were times the offense dominated, there were times the defense dominated. As the head coach, how much do you like to see that?
Yeah, that's what you're always looking for. You never want to walk off the field and have one, because those guys, the staff will be the worst. They'll be in the tank. They'll be locking their doors and turning the lights off, going in the cave. So it's always good when you can find those positive things to build on and the things that you need to correct. And so when there is that give and take, I think you can you got the carrot and the whip, so to speak, and that's a good thing. And I was pleased to see that.
On the first day of fall camp, you identified 3 position battles to watch. Let's start with offensive guard. How have you liked the competition you've seen out of that group?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it is. I think Caleb and Jake have the advantage as the veterans at right guard and left guard respectively. But Taylor Tuiasosopo is really doing a nice job of maturing and starting to understand the offense and playing with better pad level. And then on the other side, the kid that's kind of been a surprise for us has been Connor Wood, a young freshman from Rocky Mountain High School, and he's showed a high level of physicality, and he's picked up the offense well. And then we have a guy in Lewis Kidd that can really be a swing guy for us. He can back up at either tackle and provides us some kind of safety net and a little bit of a security blanket at the guard position. Another guy that's really started to emerge is Zach Redd as potentially our backup center behind Alex, and that's a critical position, and he's done a nice job and started to take some strides as well.
You also mentioned running back was a big position to watch, obviously replacing a couple of guys there. And you've rotated a lot of bodies in there. How have you liked what you've seen out of the running back group?
Yeah, they have probably made more progress in the first 5 days than anybody because they were starting at the ground floor. And so you see some maturity in that group every day in terms of learning the offense better and understanding how to finish. You're going to need a lot of backs. And I learned that a long time ago. Those guys take a lot of shots, and a lot of times you don't miss them for a long period of time. You even saw it early in the season with Chad and Gunner last year where they each missed a game or 2 right out of the gate. And it wasn't anything that was season ending, but those guys, they got to sit a week, get healthy, and get back ready to go. And so you're going to need a lot of options back there. And so it's good that we're getting a chance to see some of these young guys like Terrell Burgess and Anthony Pegues and Troy Anderson get an opportunity to get some reps early in camp.
Got some big straight line speed in that group. Tyrell Burgess can flat fly, so can Troy Anderson. How does their speed change the running back room?
Well, like we used to say with Chad last year, Chad would make a lot of guys miss in a short area, but when he got in the open field and there was a post safety, for whatever reason, instead of banging his head off the goalpost and handing the ball to the official, he wanted to bang his head off the post safety. And so now I think we got a guy that knows that once they get in the open field, they can take that thing 60, 70 yards for a touchdown. And I think that does change the game significantly because there's more. You don't just throw deep balls to create explosive plays. And I think that gives us the ability to create explosive games in our run game.
And then another area you identified was in the back end of the defense. Very solid at safety, but on the corners, trying to answer some questions there. How have you liked the position battles out there?
Yeah, well, I think Bryce Alley and Damian Washington, they're the wily vets, and they're hanging in there right now. But you see that there's really 3 guys that I think are starting to emerge in that competition, and the 2 youngsters, the Thundercats, and Jalen Cole and Tyrell Thomas, and then the junior college transfer JoJo Henderson, who's swinging back and forth between safety and corner. So I think we're getting some depth there, which we are going to need, and we've got good competition, which only makes them better.
5 days down from Montana State fall camp. Pads are on. They're popping. It's been a lot of fun out here on the MSU practice fields. Be sure to check out our new Montana State football podcast on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/MSU Bobcats, and also keep it here on the website for updates as camp progresses. With the head coach, Jeff Choate, I'm Jay Sanderson.